Good afternoon.
Okay, here we go.
I'm sorry, but good evening, Sharon.
Oh, good.
And Marilyn.
Hello. We're so
Hi.
glad to see you.
So nice to have you at our house.
And
Thank you for coming to tea.
this is the most lovely. We're having an evening tea, and there is Maria and Annalisa, Jamie, and we have a little page boy. Now, I am going to stand up and move back, and these are all my dear friends from many, many years.
We should all squeeze together. Come on.
And I want, whoops,
Kathleen,
Be
come
careful not to fall on that stick.
Get in
Yes.
the picture.
Kathleen, there's a chair right here for you.
there's always enough room for one more at the tea table, right?
Yes.
Right.
Oh my goodness, you look wonderful, Kathy and Sharon.
to
Tell
be
us about your house that you just remodeled here.
Well, my mother and my husband's mother died recently and left us enough money to remodel our home. And so we decided not to move, which we had actually considered, but we love our property, so we decided to just remodel, and we hope to stay here for the rest of our lives. So I wanted it to be something that reflected how we really think and feel, and I think we have accomplished that. I'm happy with it.
Wow.
beautiful.
Isn't that wonderful?
It's wonderful. And Sharon, I know you through music, and tell our tea people what you play and what you do with your music.
I play violin professionally and also viola and voice. I'm a singer too, and I lead people in worship. I conduct 2 youth symphonies, and we combine for the concerts. And I have several violin students, violin and viola, in my Peterson Conservatory. And I host a Starry Night Chamber Music event series, about 4 concerts a year. So that's most of it.
Whoa! And
That's a lot.
what is Starry Nights? That is your quartet?
Well, it originated as Music for a Starry Night, and it was just an eclectic blend of all kinds of different chamber music, woodwinds, brass, strings. But for the past 2 years, it's been mostly strings, and we've done it for almost 30 years now in Skagit Valley. And most of it has been at the historic Lincoln Theater, which I love.
Wonderful. And tell us, what did you just do 2 weeks ago at the Lincoln Theater? That's so
It was
special.
August 25th. I got a call before that, about 10 days before, asking if I could put together a professional string quartet for the Judy Collins concert at the Lincoln Theater on August 25th. And so we did it, and we played for, I think it was 17 of her songs.
Oh,
And she sang. She's 84 years old and still wears stiletto high heels and climbs stairs and sings high notes beautifully and all the other notes very well. And so we had a really special time playing for her. Her music director, Russell Walden, had an amazing set of orchestrations for string quartet and piano. And he played the piano, so I got to not conduct, which is a real pleasure, to follow him because he knew his music so well. So we really enjoyed it, and she sang well, and not to mention that she was friendly and sweet, and not like a lot of stars that you see there that are of her amount of fame, which is a pretty amazing amount of fame that she has. But she was friendly and sweet and introduced us each individually, which I thought was way beyond what I would have expected. So, and was very appreciative of our music. So, and we of her. So that was cool.
was very special.
and I will
Glad you
say,
got to
Sharon,
Really, really cool.
Sharon is an amazing violinist. She is so gifted, and I've played with her over the years. We actually recorded.
We've done
Together.
several different tapes, haven't we?
Yes, and then she invited all of us up to her farm, and I'm going to try to maybe span just a little bit. It's night now, but it's cedar woolly, and they built this fabulous deck. I'm going to back up and show the tea people what this darling, my husband called it a tea stube. In Germany, they have a little outdoor area to have tea. Isn't that fabulous? Now, I want to introduce also Maria. Maria is beautiful Maria. She's a violinist. Annalisa, you sit in my chair there with Jamie and sit close so that I can This is this is a collection of really gifted artists. All of these.
Hey, all of us are violinists except for Jamie. She's a flautist.
Yes, yes. And I've played with all of you. I've been privileged to. When I sing, I love to have a. I'm spoiled. I love to have a violin. And here's darling Maria. She's violin, harp, voice, piano, and her mother, Marilyn Jane, who is violinist and teacher extraordinaire. Many of her students have just really achieved high levels. And I played with Marilyn for many years. And then Sharon, we didn't even mention your teaching, Sharon.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Sharon ran a music camp, and Malcolm, her husband, is trumpet for years that all of our kids, all of these kids that even Maria, you were there, and the Cornet kids, Jamie. And so next we have Jamie, and she's a beautiful flautist, dear friend. She's been on the Tea Talk before. And Annalisa, another fabulous violinist and singer and composer. And these are all mothers also, except for Maria. Maria's not married yet. And she's a beautiful dancer also. I went to your dance competition or recital.
You were very gracious to let me stay in your home for a
Oh,
couple of those summer intensives as well. So thank you.
oh, say that again.
You were very gracious to allow me to stay in your home over, I think I was going to a couple different intensives, summer intensives,
For 2
down
weeks.
in Evergreen.
Yeah.
And you were, that's treasured times in my memories, was staying at your
Oh.
home.
This is like that.
Maria, we loved having you so much. And I met, you know, we had the most unique experience, that German couple I met.
I remember, I was just looking at photos of that just yesterday. I was taking them, I was sorting photos and happened to stumble upon those and was reminiscing about that special experience. And I actually think that I corresponded briefly with them and I really owe them another letter. So
Yes,
I
keep in
should reach out
touch.
to them.
It's a most unique story. I had been in Macy's and I was in the shoe department and met this fabulous couple. Well, it was a father, a heart surgeon from Germany and his mother. And I said, have you ever been in a home in America? And they had never been in a home. And so I invited them home to dinner without even asking my husband.
But
And-
you threw it together so quickly and it was a beautiful time.
And then Maria was there, and you wore a German Drendel and played violin for them. Oh, let's
think I was a little
see you
out of
pouring.
practice.
Sharon, let's see that beautiful teapot. Oh my goodness, where is that? Tell us the story of that.
I inherited this from my husband's mother.
Beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It is so pretty.
Isn't it cute?
Oh,
It's a little
Beautiful
tiny
shape.
thing.
let me see you
I'm gonna
pour
have to-
tea.
Oh yeah, let's see if I can.
Okay.
Tiny, just a
I think I
tiny.
overfilled it.
There,
It
that's
doesn't
good.
look very dark.
That's okay. I
No,
can't have it too
but
dark
it's
anyway.
a
Thank you
really
very
nice. It's a really nice tea. I just hope it's.
much. What kind is it?
I feel like it's orange pekoe.
And Sharon
It's
went to the
lovely.
University of Washington, graduated. She was the, you were the first violin in the symphony, right?
Yes, I was. I played
Con-
several solos there.
Concertmaster, yes,
Mhm.
in her day. And Marilyn Jane went to Seattle Pacific University and she taught, this is a small world. All my kids ended up, well, not all of them, but 4 of them ended up in the Washington State University Symphony. And the violin professor there, her name is, do you remember the one you taught? Begins with M. You taught her at SPU. Her father was a professor.
Oh, yes, I know. Who you
I want to
mean.
say Monica, but that's not the right name. But she was the professor. And come to find out, the professor that my kids are all studying violin and cello and strings with,
Right.
Marilyn taught.
Right, I did, and she has a whole story of people that she teaches herself now at a college herself.
She's at WSU. She is a
Yeah.
violin professor.
That's
Is
right.
it Carrie?
mhm.
Not Carrie.
No,
Reed.
Carrie.
No,
But Carrie's her roommate. Carrie was her roommate and friend in college. Because Carrie
Right.
was at,
That's
yeah,
right.
Carrie was at Central.
Mhm.
Yeah, and she wanted Victoria or my daughter Elizabeth.
She's married to John Michelle.
I tell you, the violin world is such a small world. Everyone overlaps. But Carrie was a roommate with this girl, and her name begins with M.
Yes, that's
It's
right.
it's not Marjorie, and it's not. Oh my goodness! And Victoria knew her so well. Well, then I take my youngest daughter Elizabeth to adjudication. She's a junior in high school. She plays the lalo, and this lady, I walk in, I didn't know the judge. She goes, another shoemaker. It was her. She was over here, so she
Yeah.
met another. So she influenced 5 of my kids in strings, and it was your student.
Right, right.
It was Marilyn when she was in college.
Yeah.
The father was a professor, and he would take you every day to go and teach her.
That's right.
I'll think of her name after the tea talk. I'm
it
sorry.
was really fun. I loved teaching her. It was lots of fun.
And Maria, you teach also?
Yes, I am. I recently got back from college in Minnesota, so I'm just now starting to rebuild my studio here in Washington. And it's a process, but slowly but surely.
Oh, I love it. It's so, I would love
and I
to.
need to update my violin website as well, which I am in the process of doing. But that too is a process. So
And your new students are very excited. They're
They are.
learning very quickly. It's very
When
exciting.
Maria stayed with me for 2 weeks a few years ago, she was going to Evergreen State College summer for a ballet.
Yes.
That was for ballet, yeah. So you've got you're really broad in your art. It's fabulous.
I've been blessed to have some wonderful experiences, and I treasure them all. And yes, it's difficult to know what to keep up with sometimes, but I'm not sure how to keep up with it all.
It's exciting.
Recently, she was asked by her teacher for learning to play her dancing all over, and she called him and said, "Okay, my friend who's accompanied before with the piano, she's a great pianist, and she wants Maria to come and perform with him because he's written all this music."
A violin sonata.
A violin
But he
sonata.
hasn't had it recorded yet, so
Oh, how
Do you
fabulous.
want me to record it?
yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
First I have to learn it, so. Randall Plute, actually, is his name, and I'm not sure where he lives exactly, but I know it's somewhere in the Seattle area, where he's from. And
The last name?
Randall Plute, I believe, and he does a lot of accompanying for ballets and things like that, ballet classes and whatnot.
Wonderful.
So Maria and Marilyn Jane, and they're from Arlington, but we're in Cedro Woolley. We're in Cedro Woolley on a farm. And then Jamie is from West Seattle, and she plays her flute just about everywhere, don't you, Jamie?
She just played beautifully. Last week, it was
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, and oh, it was so gorgeous.
It was at University Presbyterian.
Oh, I heard that too. It was on the
Blessed
radio.
Assurance, yeah.
Oh, yes. Beautiful.
Yeah, it was
It's on
really.
YouTube. Blessed Assurance. I played for the offertory
For 20?
for UPC.
Oh, you mean just for the
Yeah, yeah.
service, the regular
Yeah, yeah.
service? Oh, cool.
And Jamie teaches. She has many students and has taught for years. And her own daughters both play flute, and now her granddaughter plays flute, right?
Oh,
Right.
Generational. And Annalisa, we have to come to you. You are the most creative girl in the home.
She's amazing.
Oh my
is.
goodness.
That's a bit flattering to say.
You would
Yeah,
love
you
to
are.
see her.
I
Yeah,
actually
her
have
house is
much
really good.
Yeah.
appreciation, respect, and admiration for my sister and my mother, and many girlfriends who I think far surpass me in their creativity. I get inspiration from them.
I think
Aw.
we share inspiration. I
Yes.
think we all
Sharon Peterson,
from
she
each
is
other.
very
Yeah.
creative.
Sharon
Yeah.
Peterson's
It
house
I
is
think
a.
she
I
actually
want to go.
inspired all of us.
Yes, Sharon,
For sure.
I want to go in your kitchen, Sharon, and I'm going to take a little clip of your remodel, and maybe you can come with me in a minute. But I wanted to say,
Sure.
Annalisa created this library in her home
Oh, it
with
is
floor-to-ceiling
amazing.
windows.
It's
It's
really
like 12
incredible.
feet, and it's so gorgeous. It's just, it's so,
I think the
Comforting.
French doors are 8 feet tall.
8 feet.
They're very tall.
But I mean, the ceilings are high.
The ceilings,
ceiling.
it's a vaulted ceiling, yes. It's a
That's what I mean.
Nice
Cool.
library. Mhm.
Right.
Because the philosophy of the librarians was that they would have high ceilings so they could think high thoughts.
Right, and everything to direct our eyes upward to the Lord and our thoughts upward to heaven.
Oh, that's so beautiful, Annalisa.
Yes. Absolutely.
And you play the piano very well, and you're training your children also in violin. And you were part of Sharon and Malcolm's music camp with my
Yes.
kids.
I
And
took
she's-
violin lessons with
she
Sharon
studied
Peterson too
privately
for
with
many
me.
years.
Oh, for many years. See, there, here it is. This is just such a treasured time. And we had to drive so far, but it was so worth it. Through the Seattle
We're so
traffic.
glad you did.
Yes.
Oh, thank
We
you.
were very
Sharon.
concerned, hoping you really would come.
Oh, I know. We almost, it was,
almost didn't.
it was close call when we got to Seattle, and it was standstill, and it
Yeah.
was red on our map. So,
Oh.
but we persevered on, and here we are having tea. This table is lovely. I'm going to show everyone.
Oh, you
your
have to see
Royal
this.
Albert. Oh, darling. And it's a little.
It's a cream pitcher.
Show,
so, do you
pour
want
a little
some?
bit in
Sure.
her.
Just
yeah.
a little bit. There might not be
Thank
much
you.
left.
There, see the cow pours the tea. Isn't that
This
darling?
tea is really good. The tea.
Isn't that tea good?
It is
Oh,
so
I'll
lovely.
get
yes.
I'll get some more of this.
What
in a
kind
minute.
of tea
Oh,
is
the
it?
tea.
It's an orange pekoe, I think,
Oh yes, lovely.
and it goes well with your blueberry pie.
Oh,
Yes.
I wish I could somehow capture. I think I'm going to go back a little bit further
Don't trip on
to
that.
try.
You
What
gotta be
do you
careful.
call this? A cabota or
A
what?
cabana.
Cabana. Okay, she has created outside on her deck. I'll go back like this. There it is. It's a cabana. There it is. Oh my goodness, I got it on the camera. It's so lovely.
Finished it last
Oh, you did?
What did you finish?
Oh, this beautiful canopy.
Oh, wow.
Did you make it?
She made
What?
Yeah.
You made the canopy?
Yeah.
So gorgeous, Sharon.
Sharon is
I'll take you
so.
home with me.
I
I'm
have
gonna kidnap you.
30 yards of material on
30
my lap.
yards. How'd you
wow.
even know
On
how
my
much to
lap.
buy?
Oh my
So I
goodness.
just had to keep buying until I got enough.
Wow.
It was 40% off at Joann's.
Wow,
so
it's really gorgeous.
I liked it.
Oh
but
my
I just
goodness.
kept buying and buying.
Is-
Pretty
is
soon
this,
I had enough.
Is it waterproof fabric? Or?
No, it sheds a little bit, but
Uh-huh.
it's not waterproof.
Okay, 'cause
But
you
my
don't want us to
husband-
make it again.
My husband, yeah,
You
my
put
husband Malcolm
plastic
wanted
over
to
it.
have a wind slip in
Okay.
both of those because sometimes we get really heavy winds here,
Mm.
so that the wind has to cross through.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise,
that's a
it'll
good
pick the
idea,
whole
though.
thing up and take it over to Bellingham.
Oh, how many acres do you have here,
10.
Sharon? 10.
And we
Wonderful.
have 2 gardens. We raise corn and sunflowers and beets, beans, blueberries,
You
beans,
have an orchard
Apples.
too.
and more beans, wax
Pears.
beans, lots of apples.
pears,
We let the deer
Beautiful
eat them.
pears.
cherries.
Oh,
Your trees are just beautiful. It's very
Pears, yeah.
old-fashioned yard.
Mhm.
Just it was so comfortable sitting under the trees. It was just so nice.
It makes the shade makes it a lot easier when it's hot.
Indeed.
Oh yes.
It's a treasure to have everyone out.
No, likewise,
loved
it's
it.
a blessing for us to be here.
It was
Thank
really
you for
fun.
hosting.
So much.
And you know, we met many years ago. Many when our children were very young.
Yes.
In fact, Maria wasn't born
No,
when we
my
first
husband's-
met. Annalisa, well, I met Marilyn. No, I met all of you
You all met before people
Yeah.
were married.
before we
Right.
were married.
right.
Yes, we go way back.
remember who
We-
you were in your college, and you became a part of a musical group,
Key folk, yes.
the Key Folks?
Yes.
Okay, it was the wife.
She-
She's that introduced me to you
Yvonne?
at Yvonne's house.
Oh, Yvonne Hanford. Michael and Yvonne. They were the leaders of the Key folk. And then they were your youth leaders
That's right.
later at Christ Church.
That's right.
Did you know I went to Alaska with Michael and Yvonne
Oh,
before they came to Christ Church? After I graduated with an AA from Northwest, that was as far as you could go in those days. And then I came back and finished my degree at the U. But they went up to Juneau, and I went with them, and I worked at a children's home with them, Native girls. I was the mother of 7 Native girls.
wow.
You know, they had parents, but parents couldn't care for them because of alcoholism. But you know, I loved it. You can do things when you're 20 that you don't do later, you know? So that's how, and then we overlap with all of this music, and
Oh, that's all right. I'm fine. I'm fine. I
It's
just,
cooling, but
I
you weren't
thought I was
expecting it.
tipping
That little
No,
pot is,
no.
I did. And I thought, oh no, I'm ruining their table.
I'm just trying to.
Oh,
You know,
that's wonderful.
Have
Sharon,
everyone use
you
this.
might want to hold that lid
Thank
because
you.
sometimes lids fall and then they break. So,
It's okay.
oh, good.
It'll
Click in.
Oh,
it'll
good.
click. It has a clicker.
It's a good one. They don't always
Hopefully.
work. They don't.
Wow.
I know they don't know.
I've never seen a pot that shape.
That's
It's,
very
let's
dark.
see it
think it's
again.
Like someone sat on it.
Oh, it's just adorable. And it's
the
got the
little
lovely
pansies.
pink
It
on
almost
it.
looks like if you called, a genie would come out.
Oh yes.
Yes,
it does.
it's like Aladdin's lamp.
Yeah, it does.
It does have that.
It's
I have
beautiful.
one that's a similar shape.
Do you?
It's very special, and this is
Cute.
You know
just
which
a
one.
right good
Yes, I
time.
do.
And these are country roses.
Yeah.
Yes.
Old country roses, bone china.
Yes.
Yes,
I've
Royal
been
Albert.
collecting for 30 years.
Oh, wow.
It's, you know, it just has every good color, pink, yellow, and red.
Yes, that's right.
It covers the, it's
It's
classic.
very autumnal.
It is very autumnal.
This is the beginning of autumn.
It is, and you can really sort of sense it in the air.
Smell it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
There's
can
such a
smell it.
shift.
There's a little sort of a coolness coming in.
I thought so yesterday.
I thought so yesterday as well.
And there was some little showers.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a few little flips coming down from the
Did you, the trees?
A few leaves. We do have
Leaves?
some leaves in our yard.
I got out my wool tartan yesterday.
Good.
Did you?
Actually wore it. Yeah, I did yesterday. It was very cold, rainy, and wet in South Bend.
Oh,
So
yes.
I got out my wool tartan and wore it, and I wanted to wear it today, but I couldn't in 80-degree weather.
Right. Lady.
Well,
And I thought
Annalisa,
she was going to wear hers as well, so I went out and I'd been
We all
wearing
had
mine.
tartans that
We
we were
all
going
did.
to
We were
wear.
all
Oh,
so
you all had
excited to
tartans?
welcome
that we
autumn.
were going to wear today, and sweaters and light sweaters. But
Yes.
but then when we looked at the weather when we got up this morning, we thought, I think there's a change of plans
Mhm.
that is called
Yes,
here.
yes.
Called for here, and
Right.
then make a slight adjustment.
Maria, I like your hat. Do you want to tell us where you got it and what era it is?
Well, I can try. I believe it's probably from the late 1930s, 1940s to 50s era. And to be honest, I believe that this particular hat my brother Royal picked up for me at an antique shop.
Oh, isn't that nice? Yes.
He sent me pictures one day. He likes to find good deals, and he likes to go and frequent antique shops and pawn shops. And so I received some messages from him a couple months ago, I think, on my phone. And he was out with his little boy, Princeton, and happened to see some hats and thought of me, and so was curious if I'd like them. And I did take a fancy to this one, so he picked it up for me.
It's just lovely. I
And-
love brown on you. I wouldn't have thought of brown because of your blue eyes, but it's beautiful.
For autumn, it's
Yes.
really, I enjoy it a lot. So
It's just perfect.
Royal's very thoughtful in that way.
Beautiful. Yes, Maria. Very sweet. Now, Annalisa, I want you just to tell us, how old is your house?
It's over 100 years old. It was built in 1894, I believe.
That's what I thought. Okay. And it's located down by the ocean.
In South Bend.
And it was authentic. Nothing had been modernized when you got it.
Oh, no, it had some
Yeah.
modernization, I suppose. I mean, I'm sure when it was built, it didn't have washing machine and
Oh, yeah.
bathrooms
Mhm.
probably. So it has electricity, and I don't think it's been insulated, actually. There was only no insulation in the walls, but some insulation in the attic, old newspaper, shredded newspaper. And, but a lot of the charm has been preserved. The cabinets are original as far as I know, and they're very beautiful. It has an old farmhouse sink, and the windows, those were new when we moved. They were vinyl windows, but they're still the shape of the original windows. They didn't ruin that. So
Good.
they're tall and narrow, and it has tall 10-foot ceilings downstairs, and the windows all are up to at least 9 feet, and they come down. So they're really tall.
10
beautiful
foot really
windows.
make you feel, even if it's a small place, it gives you that spacious. Well, ladies, I just thank you so much and for joining me. I have about 5 minutes, and I just think I'd like to have Sharon. Do you want to take us through and show us your remodel?
Sure.
I think it's so beautiful, and you've worked so hard and put this beautiful deck. I don't know. Let's see if I can show it. You added this deck this summer, Sharon?
Yes.
That's a big job, isn't it?
Yes.
And out there's the trees. Okay. Thank you, ladies. Okay,
So you want to come out this way?
sure. Okay.
So past the hydrangea, and this is a narrow pathway because we wanted to have our hot tub
Oh, that's your hot tub there.
repainted.
Oh, yes.
And it's an older one, so we'll pretty soon get a new top
Oh,
for it.
oh,
But
yeah.
This is a little hinoki that my husband bought for me.
Oh,
And it has gold on the leaves. It's called a fern leaf hinoki pine.
oh, wow. Beautiful.
Then here's my little table with 4 chairs, and these chairs are really unique. They actually slide together. I can't do
Oh.
it right now, but they are really cool. They're made of
Oh, and look,
Alaskan hemlock.
you put lights
And
outside.
here is our, it's our newly formed landscape area. It used to be 10 feet lower, and
Oh.
my husband has raised it and put in these beautiful lights, and I'm really grateful for their
Beautiful.
changing colors. That's what he likes. He's a lighting expert.
Oh,
He's
yes.
a landscape expert, and
Oh.
lighting has become a part of that for many homes and businesses. So
And he does lights in downtown Seattle?
he does. He has been lighting the Seattle Center trees for over 25 years.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
And he does Bellevue,
Oh, he
the city
does?
center, and Cedro Woolley now he does too. Decorates it for the holidays.
Beautiful.
It's a wonderful occupation, even though it is seasonal, and it's kind of like a harvest time when you go into the holidays and you have all
Yeah.
this to do before people want it to start. So it's quite
And
quite
it's
a good thing.
reminding me, you and Malcolm organized a Messiah for years, the symphony,
we
and
did.
he played the trumpet. And
We
my-
still do up in Linden now.
oh, you
Since
do?
we moved, we've done the Linden Messiah with the Linden Choral Society for, I think it's now, this will be the 9th or 10th year that we've done it for them.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah, pretty
Because
neat.
all of my kids were in your orchestra. They all learned to play Messiah through you.
Yes,
Thank you, Sharon.
yes, it's a great piece.
Oh, yes.
We love playing it.
Oh, yes.
There's nothing like it.
There's nothing like it. It's the best of
Last
the best.
year, the soloist got sick, and I got to sing the soprano solos and play the violin.
Oh, my goodness.
I just sat down, put my violin down, stood up, sang the solos, sat down again, played my violin.
Oh, my goodness.
It was crazy, but she got sick and they didn't have anyone, and it happened at the last minute, so they had to do something.
Oh,
And people told me that they really enjoyed it, so I was grateful.
oh, I'm sure it was
Very
fabulous.
grateful.
Oh, okay. Because I have about 3 minutes left here. Take me in. Oh, wow. Isn't this gorgeous? And
This is my studio for teaching. I've designed it and created it based on my mother's Persian rug.
oh,
She
start with
passed
a
away
rug.
2 years ago, and this is part of her legacy. She was a wonderful pianist and a teacher in the Normandy Park area.
Yes.
And so this is her Persian rug, my vintage furniture
Oh, yes.
with
Beautiful.
all my music, not all of it. But
Oh,
quite
yes.
a bit of my music is in
Oh,
there.
perfect.
And then my dear friend Anna gave me this other little cabinet that kind of fits. And then I made these curtains to go with
Oh,
this whole
gorgeous.
setup, and matches my mirror that's over the credenza there. The gold is
It's
what I
very
think.
Renaissance,
The
isn't it?
gold goes with, the gold goes with the curtains, and I really like to give the impression to my students that music is fancy and takes diligence and detail work, but at the end of it you get something really wonderful
Oh,
and
yes.
different and rare. And that's what I wanted this room to communicate. And I think it does.
Oh,
So
it
I'm
does.
very
And this is,
happy.
let's see your
And
piano.
this is my mother's piano.
Oh,
She was a wonderful teacher of piano. And she played a lot when I was growing up. I'll just stop there.
oh, I wish you could play a bit of your violin for everyone.
I'd have to unpack it. I don't think we have time.
Next time, we'll
Next
do
time.
another one. Yes.
Okay.
But let's go through the rest of your house.
Yes.
This is fabulous, though, and it's so Renaissance. I am so in love with Renaissance, and this room has it.
Yes, it does.
Yes, and the walls being this rich, deep magenta. Beautiful.
And then we have my little lobby that used to be my daughter's
Bedroom?
bedroom.
Oh, really? This was Victoria's
There
bedroom?
was no door here. It was a little window
Oh,
right here. And now we have this
oh,
pretty little door. And then the rain destroyed the roof, the ceiling
Oh.
in this room. So we had to redo it with something. And my dear husband created this design.
oh my goodness, copper.
And so we ordered from American Tin, we ordered new squares. There's 4 squares per the big square.
Yes.
And so they all point to the center, which looks like the sun.
Oh, yeah.
And I think of it as the sun, S-O-N.
Oh, yes.
And
Oh, I love that door.
that door is neat, and this door is going to be painted. It's red right now because I didn't know at the time that we had it installed that I was going to do copper.
And I love this green velvet chair.
you can take that.
Isn't
It's
that
really
beautiful? That's my favorite color green, that
nice.
French
It's a bottle
green.
green. It's a
Yeah, bottle green. Oh, I love it. I call that French green. There's a lot of French things are used. It's lovely.
And then this credenza is curly maple, I think.
Oh,
I don't
isn't-
know if it's bird's eye, but it's curly.
Oh, beautiful.
And I bought it from a lady who said, my husband told me to paint it white, so I'm thinking of painting it white and
Oh, my
selling
goodness.
it. And I was like, you will not sell that. I will buy it.
Oh,
Keep you from painting it white.
Yes.
Because it's so beautiful.
Oh, it is.
The-
Look at.
the,
Oh my goodness, it's gorgeous.
the wood is so unique.
No,
How
we
could
were
you
here
paint it
last
white?
year. You've done so much, Sharon, from one
So I
year.
painted these things here because they were the wrong color. I painted them copper on the
Oh,
edges. at
isn't
least.
that nice?
And then I painted these mirrors to be more coppery, like the ceiling. They were just a plain gold, but now they have a little copper tint.
Beautiful. Oh, and you did the same thing in this
And
room.
Here is our living room.
Oh, and look at your ceiling. You did the same ceiling.
And we did the same ceiling and the same center light.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
that's in
yes.
there.
Okay. Oh, yes.
And my
Wow.
husband and I stained every bit of this wood.
Oh my goodness. It's
What a chore.
what age is your house?
It was 1907, I think.
1907.
1907.
Yeah, that's a nice. We lived in a house in Tacoma, the 1907. Nice year when they built
But
every.
we put all of this trim in. This was a plain room. It had no wood trim at all. So just the baseboards, and it had been.
And then you have
updated in-
another music
Yes.
holder.
Look at that.
Musicians, this is your dream house
and I
because
love
there's
this.
never a place for
I
everything.
love this because there's lots of places for everything. It's actually an entertainment center. There's a TV in there.
Oh, oh,
But
very
I love
nice.
the fact that the light wood is inlaid in
Yes.
there. It's not just painted; it's actually inlaid.
Oh,
And
yes.
so that's why my husband's birch panels up here, I think he got the inspiration from that.
Oh, fabulous.
And then I put these sconces in, and or
Oh.
Malcolm did. He put them in. They were black, so then we painted them copper to go with
yes.
the ceiling.
And your horse, you are a horse girl too,
I
aren't
was
you?
a horse girl. So I had my friend Stephanie Schumann. She painted this, and I got her to do a copy of it and send it to me.
Oh my goodness.
It's a draft horse. I forget the exact.
Is that a
name.
Clydesdale?
No, it's a similar one, but his feathers are so beautiful. I just loved it.
You know, he looks like a horse. My daughter-in-law is a real horsewoman. She's like a barrel horse driver. She's like, yeah, and she's like real. And she told me about Lord MacLeod. Anyway, he's a famous horse, and he looks just like that.
Ooh, maybe that's who she's painting.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's.
And this is another one of her paintings, Stephanie Schumann, 2005.
Oh my goodness! And where does this
Very
lady
detailed.
live?
She lives on Whidbey Island.
Oh, she's a wonderful horse.
I
Look
met
at
her
the
Crockett
bodies.
Barn.
You met her where?
Crockett Barn.
Oh,
She used to come there. Yeah, they're so shiny. It's pretty.
Oh.
And this is I think this is a Stubbs painting, but the glass is going to reflect.
Oh yeah, the glasses.
So it has a dappled gray and then the little full.
Oh,
and I love that.
beautiful.
I just love it.
Oh my. Oh, and now we're going. Tell us where we're going now.
We're going into the fun house.
The room of mirrors,
The Hall of
like
Mirrors.
Versailles.
Yes, like Versailles.
This is the little Versailles. It's the Hall of Mirrors.
Yes, it's our card room. This is where we play games and have
Isn't
dinner.
that? Oh,
And
here's
it's
they're
part of their
having
strategy. You
chess.
see, you sit in the right chair and
And you
see
can read
everybody's
their
cards.
you can read their cards from behind. Yes, right. Just like
Oh.
in the old Bat Masterson movies, right?
And Franz. Hi, Franz. You're so wonderful, civilized young man, and you're playing chess in the room of mirrors. Sharon has put mirrors everywhere. It's amazing. I love it. And did you make your curtains too?
Yes, I did. Who would buy something like this?
Beautiful, though. I mean, to make something like that, you're really, truly creative. Oh, and look at this little corner. Isn't this sweet?
Well, my father spent time in Korea and Japan when he was in the war, and
Oh,
he brought me a Japanese doll, and I just love the simplicity and clearness of their
face.
art, of the face especially. So I
Beautiful.
sometimes display those that I like.
And I like your dragonfly Tiffany lamp.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, Sharon, you know what? This has been so lovely. I thank you so much. And
You're welcome.
I'm reminded that you had a big music camp here at this house.
We did.
Where I was
Yep,
here
you
too
were here.
for a week, and we
Right.
all. This is going way back
Yes, I know.
in the '90s. I think that's
And it rained.
that's right.
And Marilyn came in from her tent in the middle of the night, and she looked like a chocolate rabbit because she had fallen forward in the mud.
Oh,
and then
no.
she fell backward in the mud. So there was no part of her that wasn't covered with this brown slime.
Oh,
And
my
she
goodness.
just handled it so graciously. She came in and she asked if she could sleep inside. We got her cleaned up. And then all the kids had to come inside and lay on the rug in there.
Oh my goodness.
We had them like cordwood. It was, one after another after another.
Yes.
And
Well-
then my son read stories to them until they fell asleep. It was
Oh.
a great time.
Your kids were so wonderful.
It was
All of her children played cello. Well, Philip plays
Violin.
cello and Victoria violin, and then
Jonathan
Jonathan.
does oboe and viola. And Jonathan and his children came and visited me at the Salem Lutheran Church, where I'm the music director now. And they visited Malcolm and I, and they came and played with us on one of our worship times. And
Oh.
my alto singer, Marcia, sang a verse from this beautiful song, and my son Jonathan picked up my viola that he hasn't played for years, and he played the most beautiful obligato, just
Oh.
on the spur of the moment, just played in the spirit, just accompanied her, and it was amazing.
Oh, that's so
Anyway.
beautiful.
It's fun when your kids can join into something you really treasure.
Absolutely, and you invested so much. And I remember
Yes.
I remember your mother teaching
Yes.
them all piano too.
Yes,
So
that's
it's
right.
a generational,
Yes.
3 generations. Well, Sharon, thank you, and we will come again and maybe hear your violin.
Okay.
Because
Sounds
there's
good.
nothing quite like it. Okay,
you.
God bless.
Bless
And
you.
Maria, there you are. You want to come and stand with Sharon, and you can both say goodbye together. And
Bye-bye. Have a
And-
good one.
God bless you as well.
Blessings.
thank you.
Thanks for coming, Susan.
Thank you so much. God be
welcome.
with. Bye bye.
Bye.